My journey to English fluency was anything but smooth. Like many others, I started by memorizing long lists of grammar rules and vocabulary that seemed to vanish from my mind the moment I needed them. I could write a grammatically correct sentence on paper, yet when faced with a real conversation, my mind would go blank. I felt like I was trying to swim without ever getting in the water. This frustration led me to a simple yet profound realization. True fluency isn't found in a textbook. It's forged through constant active use. I had to stop studying English and start living it. This shift in perspective became the foundation of my learning philosophy, built on three core principles. The first is consistency over intensity. A small daily effort is far more effective than an exhausting once-a-week study session. The goal is to make English a seamless part of your daily life, not a dreaded chore. The second is active engagement. You cannot learn a language passively. Real progress comes from actively listening, speaking, reading, and writing, forcing your brain to build genuine connection. Finally, my method is based on holistic learning. It's about more than just rules and words. It's about understanding the culture, the rhythm, and the nuances of the language, creating a complete ecosystem where English can thrive naturally. This guide is a detailed walkthrough of that journey, from building your foundation to achieving true mastery. It's a structured, multi-phase roadmap designed to help you move from a hesitant learner to a confident, fluent user of the English language. Before you can build a house, you need a solid foundation. In language learning, this means mastering the fundamental tools that will allow you to understand and be understood. This phase is about creating a strong base of sound, vocabulary, and grammar that you can build on later. It's a critical step that prevents future frustration. Your first priority is to master the sounds of English. You can learn all the vocabulary in the world, but if no one can understand you, it's useless. The key here is to train both your ears and your mouth. One powerful technique is shadowing, where you find a short audio clip from a podcast or a movie and repeat it immediately after the speaker, mimicking their rhythm, intonation, and pronunciation as closely as possible. Don't worry about understanding every word at first. The goal is to feel the flow of the language. To refine your listening and speaking, practice minimal pairs. These are words that sound almost identical but have different meanings, such as ship and sheep, or live and leave. Practicing them helps you train your ear to hear the subtle differences in your mouth to produce them correctly. Next, you must build a core vocabulary efficiently. Your vocabulary is the building material for your sentences. The most effective way to acquire and retain new words is by using spaced repetition systems. Apps like Anki and Quizlet use smart algorithms to show you words right before you're about to forget them, making memorization incredibly efficient. However, never learn a word in isolation. Always use contextual learning by acquiring new words within full phrases or sentences. For example, instead of just learning elated, learn he was elated to hear the good news. This helps you understand its meaning and how to use it correctly in a natural way. Finally, tackle grammar fundamentals with a practical approach. You don't need to be a linguist. You just need to understand the basics that are essential for everyday communication. Focus on what I call the big three: tenses, simple past, present, and future; articles, a, an, the; and prepositions, in, on, at. These are the glue that holds sentences together, and mastering them will make a huge difference in your clarity. The best way to learn these rules is to put grammar in action. Use an online workbook or a trusted app to do exercises. The more you apply the rules, the more they will become automatic and feel natural.
Once you have a solid foundation, the next crucial step is to build the bridge from a theoretical understanding of English to practical fluency. This is where you move beyond textbooks and start integrating the language into your daily life. You need to create an environment of total immersion so that English becomes a tool for communication and learning, not just a subject to be studied. Begin with strategic listening. Don't just listen passively, listen to understand. Use podcasts and audiobooks to find content that matches your interests and current skill level. Start with material designed for learners, then gradually move to authentic content like news or stories. The key is to listen actively, trying to grasp the main ideas and new vocabulary. Beyond audio, use YouTube for learning by subscribing to channels related to your hobbies, cooking, gaming, technology, or travel. This makes learning feel natural and engaging as you're consuming content you actually enjoy. Next, focus on reading for meaning. Reading is one of the best ways to expand your vocabulary and internalize complex sentence structures. Start with graded readers, which are books specifically written for language learners, with controlled vocabulary and grammar. As you feel more confident, transition to authentic content like online newspapers and blogs. Read articles about topics you are passionate about. This helps you discover words and phrases you would actually use, solidifying your knowledge and making your learning more personal. Finally, and most importantly, you must prioritize speaking practice. This is the most challenging but rewarding part of the journey. The first step is to adopt the Think in English method. Whenever you can, narrate your daily life in your head. Describe what you see, what you're doing, and what you're planning. This simple mental exercise trains your brain to process thoughts directly in English, eliminating the need to translate from your native language. To practice speaking with others, use a language exchange app like Tandem or HelloTalk to find a partner. These platforms are perfect for having low-pressure conversations and getting real-time feedback. For a more direct way to analyze your own speech, try self-recording. Use your phone to record yourself talking about a simple topic for a few minutes. Listen back to your recording to identify areas for improvement in pronunciation, speed, and sentence structure. Once you've built a solid foundation and bridged the gap with total immersion, you've reached a new level. This is where you move from being a general user of English to a true master of the language. This phase is about honing your skills, embracing complexity, and applying English to your specific interests and goals. It's no longer just about communicating, but about communicating with precision and style. The first step in this phase is to master the art of writing. Writing forces you to think deeply about grammar, vocabulary, and sentence structure. Start by journaling every day in English. Write about your thoughts, your experiences, or a summary of a movie you watched. This builds a consistent habit and helps you practice forming coherent thoughts. To push yourself further, try writing more formal essays or reports on topics you care about. When you're ready, seek feedback and correction. Use online tools like Grammarly or find a language exchange partner who can help you refine your work. This direct feedback is invaluable for catching your mistakes and learning how to express yourself more clearly. Next, you need to develop deep listening and cultural awareness. At this stage, you're not just trying to understand the words, you're trying to understand the subtext, the tone, and the cultural context. A great way to do this is by watching movies without subtitles. This challenges your ear to recognize words in different accents and speeds, and it forces you to pay attention to facial expressions and body language for clues. To truly grasp the culture, make an effort to explore English-speaking cultures. Read about their history, listen to different genres of music, and learn common idioms and slang. Understanding why people say what they say will make your comprehension much more profound. Finally, begin the professional application of your English skills. Now is the time to apply what you've learned to your specific field. Dive into business English by learning the formal vocabulary and communication styles used in corporate settings. Read industry-specific publications, technical journals, and specialized blogs to stay current in your field. This practice will not only expand your vocabulary, but also give you the confidence to use English in a professional context, opening up new career opportunities. Learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. Even with the best roadmap, there will be days when you feel stuck, discouraged, or simply unmotivated. It's a completely normal part of the process, and having a plan to deal with these moments is just as important as having a plan to learn. The key is to build resilience and a mindset that embraces the long journey ahead. A crucial part of staying on track is staying motivated. Instead of focusing on the distant goal of fluency, set realistic, short-term goals. Maybe this week you'll master 10 new words, or next week you'll have a 5-minute conversation without any hesitation. Celebrate these small victories. They are concrete proof of your progress and provide the positive reinforcement needed to keep going. Track your achievements in a journal or a simple app. Seeing how far you've come can be a powerful motivator. You will inevitably hit a plateau, a period where it feels like you're not making any progress at all. This is a common experience, so don't let it discourage you. When you find yourself in this situation, the best thing to do is diversify your learning. If you've been spending a lot of time reading, switch to listening to a new podcast. If you've been focused on speaking, try a creative writing exercise. Changing up your routine can re-energize your brain and help you break through the plateau. It's not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you need to try a new approach. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, you must accept the role of mistakes. Many people are so afraid of saying something wrong that they don't speak at all. But mistakes are not a sign of failure. They are a sign that you are actively learning and pushing your boundaries. Every error is a learning opportunity. When you make a mistake, don't get embarrassed. Instead, ask for a correction or look up the right way to say it later. The more you use the language, the more comfortable you will become, and the fewer mistakes you will make over time. Embrace them as a natural, essential part of your journey to fluency. This guide is more than a list of tips. It's a comprehensive philosophy for becoming truly fluent in English. We began with the core idea that fluency is an outcome of consistency and active engagement, not just academic study. We moved from building a strong foundation with sound and vocabulary to bridging the gap with total immersion in daily life, and finally to refining and mastering the language for professional and personal growth. Each phase builds on the last, creating a powerful, interconnected system for learning. Remember that language acquisition is a lifelong journey. Even native speakers continue to expand their vocabulary and refine their communication. The goal is not a fixed destination. but a continuous process of discovery and improvement. Embrace new challenges, from reading a complex novel to joining a public speaking club. The willingness to learn something new is what keeps your skills sharp and your progress moving forward. Finally, have confidence in yourself. The journey is long, but every step, every new word you learn, every conversation you have, every sentence you write is a victory. You have a clear roadmap and the right tools. Now all that's left is to start and to never give up. The world is waiting for you to tell your story in English.